Hey guys, so today's video is going to be kind of a short one. I figured I would come on here and share with you guys how I take care of my makeup brushes. I actually got a request from someone to see what I do to clean them, what I do to, just maintain them, because I mean, let's just say, makeup brushes can be expensive. I mean, especially if you purchase, designer type brushes, they can be really expensive. I mean, I have a brush in my collection that I'm a little bit ashamed to say I paid 50 bucks for. And while I use it all the time, it's my NARS brush. I use it pretty much every single time I do my makeup. It's a lot of money to spend on a brush, a lot of money. And so I work really hard to make sure that I keep my brushes clean. I use, very specific cleansers and things like that. So I thought I would just sit down and share brief with you what I do to clean them and a couple of the other tools that I use. So first things first, for all of my brushes, whether they be fluffy brushes, whether they be dense brushes, whether they be for the face or for the eyes, I use the same cleanser on every single one. Synthetic hair or natural hair, I use the same cleanser on all of them because I just find that this works the best no matter what the brush is actually made of. And that is actually going to be this. This is baby shampoo. This is just, I think, the Walgreens brand baby shampoo. Baby shampoo is excellent to clean your brushes with because, especially if they're real hair brushes, not synthetic hair brushes, they're going to tend to shed and they're going to tend to get a little bit frazzled as you use them, as would anybody else's hair. But baby shampoo is very, very gentle because it's made for babies. It's not too stripping. It doesn't cause a lot of kind of like, how sometimes when you have makeup brushes for a long, long time, sometimes the end, like the brushes can kind of get like crinkly, sort of the hairs on the end. Because sometimes when people use regular soap or harsher cleansers, it can actually strip that hair like it does a human hair. It can open the follicle, and that's why the hair looks kind of like frayed out. So by using baby shampoo, I find that it's just really gentle. I find that it cleans my brushes really, really well. Like I have no problem with any color or feeling like there's any debris left in my brushes or anything like that when I use the baby shampoo. I use them on all kinds of brushes, like I told you. Along with this, I also use this. This I actually got at the premiere show. The premiere show is a show for people in my industry, whether you are a cosmetologist or an esthetician or a massage therapist. There's a big show in Orlando every single year where hundreds and hundreds of vendors get together, and it's a huge arena, and you can just go through and check out all the new stuff. You can go through and purchase things at a discount and all that kind of stuff. So Sigma came to the premiere show, and I purchased this. This is their spa mat. This is actually the mini spa mat. I find that this cuts my brush cleaning time in half. I mean, when I tell you in half, before I would use like a rubber glove, like the kind that you do dishes with because it's textured, and I would swirl my brushes around in that. But I found with my more dense brushes, sometimes it took longer to get the product out of the brush because that's not what that's made for. But this actually is meant for that. This has a side for specifically for face brushes. This one right here has more raised bumps. And then it also has the same side for rinsing that face brush and then for shaping the face brush. And then this side is for cleaning your eye brushes. This side is a little bit, not quite as raised as high, but it's a little bit more, I guess, textured, I would say. I guess there's a little bit more kind of back and forth grooves in here to get some of those smaller eye brushes. And then you rinse the brush and then you shape the brush. So this was probably, I can't remember how much it is full price. I want to say, I'm pretty sure it's more than 20. I got it fairly discounted, like I said, because I got it at the premiere show. It does have these little suction cup things on the back, so you just put it in your sink, and it just suctions right down like around your drain. This is where the drain goes right here, and it doesn't slide all around, and like I said, it cuts my brush cleaning time in half. You don't actually have to purchase this though. I've seen hacks on Pinterest where people have used a paper plate, paper plate. Oh, that would be a disaster. A plastic plate and a glue gun, like a hot glue gun, and just made different like little designs. Like I put dots with the hot glue gun and then lines with the hot glue gun. And I would imagine that that works just as good. So if you're not in the market for purchasing the spa mat or a mat like this, get a glue gun and a plastic plate and just go to town, because basically that's all this pretty much is. It's just a surface that's not going to be damaged by water, that's raised up, that you can clean your brushes. So yay Pinterest. Anyway, I bought it, so I have it and I use it, and it's awesome. So the last thing that I use when I'm washing my brushes, at first when I purchased that, I thought maybe it was going to be a little bit gimmicky, but after I got to looking at it and after I got to thinking about it, I was like, you know what, that actually makes a whole lot of sense. And it's this right here. This is my brush tower, my brush dry and shape tower. This is also from Sigma. I also got this at the premiere show, so I did get a discount. This actually is two separate pieces. I've dropped this a couple times, so it's not exactly stable, but it does the job still. This bottom part right here is one piece for your larger brushes, and then this is another piece for your smaller brushes. And if you buy the set together, they give you this separate piece up here, which kind of holds more brushes. I want to say it holds something like 60 brushes or something crazy like that. But basically there is this little silicone part right here, and the handle of your brush goes in this part right here. You point the brush facing down, and then the bristles of the brush go in these elastic pieces right here. There are different shapes of these elastic pieces for the different kinds of brushes. And basically the idea behind it is that hang your brushes upside down so that the water does not come back into the handle of the brush and weaken the glue that holds the brush handle to the actual brush hairs and all that kind of stuff. And then this is supposed to shape your brush. Like I said, at first I thought, well, that doesn't make any sense, because if it's the bristles are all bunched up in this little elastic piece, how are they ever going to dry? You know, like me when you put your hair in a ponytail, and at the end of the day you take it out, it's still wet. But actually it's so crazy. I don't know if they put something in this to be like water wicking, but I'll put my densest brush in one of these to get a really tight hold on it so it can dry nice and like round or together like the bristles are supposed to be in that shape. And they're dry, and it doesn't take that long either. It's crazy. Within a couple of hours they're dry, and when you pull them out they have a very nice shape. All the bristles are stuck together like they should be in a nice shape. They're all straight, pointing the right direction. You don't have any fraying or anything like that. So this was really a good investment. I'm glad that I bought it. Like I said, I don't remember the price retail. I know that it was a little bit pricey, but I do definitely think it's worth it because it has totally made a difference in the shape of my brushes, maintaining my brushes, because you'll know if you do makeup a lot, that is the one thing that you go through the most, whether you work on clients or whether you don't work on clients, is makeup brushes. Makeup brushes can get really expensive. So I did invest in these few things to help maintain the shape of my brushes when I clean them. And I do really think that it was worth it. Like I said, this piece is totally broken. Okay, here I just dropped the whole thing. One small, I guess, adjustment that I will make when I'm cleaning my brushes is my foundation brush. Sometimes I find that most of the time the baby shampoo does a great job of getting everything out of it, but sometimes there are those foundations that are very long wearing and that are very matte and thick that get down into my foundation brush and seem like it just does not want to come out. So I actually purchased this. This is the Sephora kind of, I guess, dupe for the Beauty Blender. The soap in it is gone now. I've used it all up. But I actually stumbled upon, this is actually almost gone too, like a genius thing. I had no idea. I think I was doing it because I wanted to, I don't remember why, for some reason I needed to clean my foundation brush and I didn't have anything with me. What's left in here is actually a hotel soap. I believe I got it at the Aloft Hotel, or Aloft, or however you say that. And the soap was miraculous in cleaning my foundation brush. Like, I just swirled it around in here and rinsed it out, and I was like, holy cow, my brush is so incredibly clean. I mean, there were no stains left. No stains left. I grabbed every single one that I could. I think there were 4 or 5 in the room by the time we left our stay, and I took all of them because they're awesome. I'll have to see if I can dig one out, and I'll put it in the description box down below for you, what the name of the soap was. But it's just the regular run-of-the-mill hand soap they give you in the little plastic bags when you first check into a hotel. Did a wonderful job on my foundation brush. So if I have foundation caked up in there that the baby shampoo cannot get out, I will use this, and I just put it in this little Sephora container right here, and it's awesome. So if you were in a hotel, grab the soaps. Last thing is my beauty blenders and sponges. My beauty blenders and sponges, I will say that I feel are a little bit more prone to bacteria and getting a little bit more dirty than bristles because it is a sponge. It is a completely porous material. That's what a sponge is made to do. It's made to soak up whatever you immerse it in. And so that kind of freaks me out when I'm like, ugh, it's kind of gross. How do you imagine all the bacteria is living in there and all that kind of stuff? So I did purchase the Beauty Blender Solid Cleaner. This is a little bit of a pricey cleanser for a sponge, I mean, it's $20 or $22, I think, but it's totally worth it because this gets my beauty blender clean like nothing else. I've tried the baby shampoo on my beauty blenders and my other sponges. I've tried this other soap that I got, and nothing cleans like the Beauty Blender Solid. So if you're going to invest in a beauty blender, just go ahead and buy the cleanser as well, because that way you know for sure your beauty blender is getting clean. You know that there's nothing funky growing inside there or living inside there, because they really knew what they were doing when they created this cleanser. And I mean, it's the same company that made the beauty blender, so in my mind I'm thinking okay, it makes me feel a little bit better that they know how they made it, they know what it's made of, and they know what's going to clean it the best. So I did purchase this, and I will continue to purchase this, but I don't use as much of this because You know, I just clean my sponges with it. I don't clean my brushes with it. So it does last a little bit longer than the baby shampoo, but baby shampoo is cheap. So I don't mind using a lot of soap when I clean my brushes. So that's pretty much it. Those are the things that I do to maintain my brushes. I think if you don't have any of these things, as far as like I told you, the spa mat, you can go on Pinterest and do it. You probably could find something on Pinterest to remake that drying tower, because it really is, there's not that much to it. But even if you don't have that, before I got that, all I would really do is make sure I took a towel on my brushes and just squeeze the brush heads really good to get all the water out. I didn't like pull or twist. I just put a towel around and I just squeezed. That way, you know, you're getting the excess water out, but you're still being gentle with the brushes. And then I would just kind of like pull the bristles out like this and just lay them flat. And I did that for years and years and years and years. So if you don't have access to these towers, or you don't want to purchase these products for yourself, you can still clean your brushes, no problem. And it's super duper important to make sure that you clean your brushes. One, because makeup goes on way more flawlessly, especially eyeshadow, with clean brushes. And two, bacteria lives in those things if you don't clean them regularly. And even if it is only your own skin that you're using them on, you still need to clean them. If you have oilier skin, the oils from your skin is going to get in your makeup brushes. So you definitely don't want to use dirty makeup brushes when you're applying especially facial makeup, because all that's going to do is shove bacteria back into your pores. And if you already have the kind of pores that are prone to back up, that's just going to do nothing but make your problems worse. So making sure that you wash your makeup brushes, that you wash your makeup sponges is really, really important in keeping, one, the health of your skin, and two, your makeup application go on as easy as possible. I would probably venture to say, depending on what makeup look I'm doing, I wash my brushes at least once a week. If I have to do a very colorful look and then another colorful look, I will wash my eye brushes in between as well, just so I have no problems blending my eyeshadow. But other than that, these are the tips that I have. If you guys have any tips to use to clean your brushes that you think I should know or will be a time saver, I am all about that life. Let me know in the comments down below. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe to see more videos from me. Don't forget SPF is your best friend, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!